Hello, and welcome back to the Trauma Flavored Chapters. I'm your host, Serenity, and this is a place where I share my past and present chapters with you to create pure connection. The whole point of this podcast is to connect with you on a deeper level and just to get a better understanding of ourselves and our trauma, and just, yeah, to deeply connect to know that you are not alone. You are never alone, and I am completely unfiltered in the fact of sharing all the nitty gritty of my life. So let's just hop into it. I'm gonna Jesus, just all over the place. I am gonna do a present chapters episode today. I've been wanting to do more past chapters with you, but it's just been really hard to process my life currently, and I feel like it wouldn't be productive to go through past chapters. Also, my neighborhood is really, really active right now. I hope you can't hear the background noises. There is babies crying, dogs barking, and someone doing their lawn. Very fun. So, yeah, we're just gonna hop into it. I kind of just want to go with the flow and kind of just go through, I don't know, the week and kind of just what's been going on. I've just been like really, really struggling with comparison, feeling like I'm not doing or being enough when I am doing all those things. I feel like I've just been really, really struggling, like internally and externally. Like, I haven't been going to the gym for like the last few months, and I have a very physical demanding job, but going to the gym and like connecting with your body, I haven't really been doing. I like hot last time I saw you guys, we did the avoidance productivity, and I was kind of moving through that and moving through just avoiding a lot of my internal dialogue and just internal nitty gritty, just all the stuff. And I've just been processing a lot in therapy lately, and yeah, it just, I feel like when I'm kind of processing things sometimes and I'm slowing down and I'm not being as externally active as I see like productive or doing enough, I harp on myself a lot, and I just been like, you're not doing enough. You need to do more, like, to prove to you're enough. Just prove it. Like, come on, let's go, 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 go. And that is one of the core things that I've struggled with for most of my life, is feeling not enough. And I thought I like did the work. I thought I did the work on it, and it hasn't come up in a really long time. And I've just been struggling a lot with not feeling like the things I'm doing are like getting me closer to where I want to be, or like I feel like I'm not working enough, or I'm not resting enough. Like, even though I feel like I've been resting and like slowing down, and in the moments that I'm slowing down, it's like you should be doing more. And it's like, I that's not productive in my eyes, of like going back and forth and being like, you're not doing enough, when resting is productive and taking the time to slow down is productive. And yeah, I've just been like wanting to work towards my future and the things that I want so much, but I always catch myself that's not being present in what I have and what I am currently doing. And I just keep thinking back to like 17-year-old me, and 17 was a very, very crucial age in my life and a very big transition period in my life, and a lot of trauma happened around that age. And I feel like I keep just thinking about 17-year-old me and the things that she wanted and how she wanted to feel. And like, I finally, like, I was going through my journal actually, and I thought this was really fun. So I have a journal here. Um it's pretty big. A pretty big journal. And I was going through it, and I started this journal in 2021, and I was just going through some of my prompts and some of the things that I was writing and some of the things that I was struggling with. And I went through my notebook, and sometimes every so often I'll look back and there was like a note from like 2025 and I was like, "Oh, I should make more like notes for myself for in the future to like look back on." And so I did like note 2026 like you did it, like you achieved it or you're working on it still or whatever it is. And just reminding myself, because thinking back to when I was 17 of like I wanted to live in my own place. I wanted to live in like I wanted to live not in like an apartment but like my own separate house. I wanted to have my business. I wanted to feel grounded. I wanted to feel safe. I wanted to feel loved. And in the moment of in that year of being 17, I was dating a guy that was 25 and I was just very lost and I remember just wanting to feel good so badly. I was doing like yoga courses. I got certified for teaching children's yoga in that time. I like went on a 2-week yoga retreat in New Mexico. I was doing one of my Hanai moms, she if you don't know what Hanai is, it's pretty much like a really, really good family friend or like friend that pretty much is your family now. Anyways, my Hanai mom, she does a lot of like courses of like self help and like grounding yourself. And she does like women's retreats. And I'm probably not like describing it very well, but she does a lot of like growth base and like rebirth, soul, like not soul, what did she just like rebirthing and stuff like that. And I was like doing all of her classes at the time. It was like in the midst of the chaos of a super abusive relationship, like I've always in no matter what phase of my life that I'm in and a lot of traumatic times, I've always been trying to push towards my purpose and what I've been wanting to do. And I just keep thinking about her recently and just thinking about all the things that she wanted and how she wanted to feel and how she wanted to be safe and how exciting she wanted to feel and all these things. And when I was going through my journal, there was one I like to do like full moon rituals, and one of the full moon rituals I was like looking back and I was like laying in my yard and kind of just like absorbing everything, and I had looked at my house and like my dogs were with me and I was looking at them and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I have everything I've ever wanted. Like I'm finally her. I'm her." Like the moment is now that I like and that was like a year ago that I had realized that like I am who I've always wanted to be. And it like made me cry because I was like, "Oh my god, I feel safe in my own body. I have my own house. I live in like a standalone cottage. I have my dogs. I've always wanted like dogs. I've always wanted chickens. I've like my chickens. I've always wanted like a sense of like my farm life again. I always wanted my cleaning business. I remember when I had dropped out of high school and I had gotten my business license and I just had like done it within like a year I had my business, but I sometimes like forget to like acknowledge the things that I've always wanted. And like I think of like this is probably ridiculous, but I think of my hair. I've always wanted like long curly hair. I've wanted and I used to have like blonde my I dyed my hair brown, but I've always wanted like dark hair too. And I just remember like thinking when I was younger of like, oh, I really want long hair, and I had shorter hair at the time, and I want like curly hair, and I want dark hair, and like just these things like natural. Like obviously, I could have curled my hair and like changed my hair, like whatever, but within the time of it naturally happening. Like I had thyroid issues and then randomly I got curly hair and my mom has curly hair, but I ended up getting her hair and like I just ended up wanting to dye my hair and like all these things just naturally are coming up and I'm like, "Oh my gosh, I have like the hair that I've always wanted. Like I look how I have always wanted to look. I feel really healthy and strong and I've always wanted to feel healthy and strong and have a good relationship with my body." There's just like the list like goes on the things that I've always wanted. And I know they don't sound super huge and like, oh, all these big things. I feel like owning a business is really big, especially at 17. But like just sitting and acknowledging these things that I've always wanted in my life, I'm trying to think like other things that I've always wanted. And I wanted to be financially stable. When I first started my business, I was this sounds horrible. I had eaten out of like one of my clients' trash cans. Like I was struggling. I couldn't even buy new clothes. I was wearing like pajamas and like ripped up clothes to work. Like I had like I think my car situation, I couldn't even fix my car. I couldn't barely even put gas in my gas tank. Freaking gas prices are pretty fucking high right now. But anyways, like I just think of all these things that I've always wanted. I've like when I was younger, I wasn't able to just buy whatever groceries I wanted whenever I want, and I'm able to do that now. And I try like recently I've just been feeling like whatever I'm doing isn't enough and that like my efforts are enough and I'm not enough, and I've been feeling all this like big not enoughness. And I've been trying to reframe and rethink of it in a bigger picture and like just truly sit and think about like where I am in my life and what I have, because 17-year-old me in my big pivotal moments of finally figuring out like what I want and how I want to feel didn't have this at all. She was being abused, she was very unsafe, she was hungry, like she like I wasn't always hungry but like I didn't have clothes that I've always wanted. I didn't have the safety I always wanted. I didn't feel the confidence I've always wanted. I didn't feel, at least in moments of my life, I do feel enough. She never felt enough. I always wanted chickens and I have the chickens. I always wanted a safe, like, standalone home. I have a lovely home. And I just think about like the location of where I live. I've always wanted to live in the location that I live. Like, I have always wanted these certain things, and I even have like a little, I wonder if I can find it while I'm here. I have like a little manifestation list. So sometimes when I want to manifest things, I write them down in like a clear format. Like I just list them down so they're inevitably clear. And I don't know if that was the right wording. But anyways, I write them down so it's like very, very clear. And I was just going through my journal and I was looking at it and I was like, oh my gosh, all these things like came true. And like there's like maybe one that hasn't come true yet, and I'm not sure where it's at in my journal. Anyways, um yeah, I just like think about like I behind me is a bookshelf. I wanted, when I started reading, I always wanted a bookshelf, and I built my own bookshelf. And I was like, I want all of my favorite hardcovers. I have all my favorite hardcovers now. And I think about like um last May I had a calling to, I wanted to possibly go back to school and to become a therapist or do coaching of some sort. And I got this huge like download of what I want to do is help people, because throughout my life and feeling all of these really, really hard experiences and trauma and have had to shift and learn and grow through them, I want to help other people do that. And so that came out of nowhere. And for years, I've just been, not just, I've been, because I don't want to devalue my cleaning business, but I have been doing my cleaning business for so long, and I truly do help the people that I work for. I change their lives. I just got a new client and I'm like so happy to like help her and make her life easier, and I do impact the people that I think about. Any person that I get to connect with, that I am changing their life in some way. That is like when I go out in my day or my world or whatever, I try to impact people in the most positive way that I can. And yeah, just last May, I had gotten this download, and I've been trying to like figure out the path of that and kind of just like letting it naturally come up. And now this podcast had came up in like December. I had gotten the idea for the trauma flavor chapters, and that was now a thing. I was like, oh, now I really like, I want a podcast. I want to connect with people on a bigger scale, and I want all these different things. And now recognizing that when you want things and when you are thinking about things that you want, they are, to me, inevitable. Like when I set my mind to something and when I connect with something very deeply, it's just inevitable within happening. And I hope this is like making sense. I'm kind of just like trying to go with the flow. But yeah, I just think about how my life is enough. I am enough and I'm doing so much. And I had journaled about my week and just like how I've been feeling of how feeling not enough and feeling really heavy and just feeling like no matter what I'm doing it isn't enough. And then I sit and I am like I'm thinking about like what am I doing within my day and like what does my life look like and how is there any evidence within my life that I am not enough or what I'm doing isn't enough? And I feel like when I look for like evidence that I am not enough or that my life is enough or my efforts aren't enough, it gets proven wrong every single time. So I was just like thinking about it. I'm like, okay, like I work a lot. I work I'm helping my clients. I'm doing like 8-hour days of cleaning and then I am doing this podcast. I'm editing the videos. I also before I started this podcast, I don't know if anyone like knows like I used to be the least untechy person you've ever met in your whole these little mics, it took me fucking forever to figure out. It took me forever to figure out my phone and even properly recording. To learn how to edit a podcast was absolutely mind-boggling. Like, and to give myself some grace and like just to yeah, give myself some grace of like you can now edit a podcast, which is mind-boggling to me. And now that I am like producing a podcast and that I'm like taking time out of my day to like connect with you guys. Like that is a lot. I'm trying to tell myself like, "Hey, that is enough." Like you are making effort for you're making effort to connect with other people on a deeper level and that's what you've been wanting to do. I bust my ass at work to connect and like I usually talk to my clients for like an hour. I connect with my clients on a huge deep level before I even start cleaning and then I'm giving them some breathing space within their lives. I take care of my dogs. Like I have two giant dogs that I love and take care of and I'm working on connecting with them more. And I also have a social life and I connect with my friends and I try to make sure I'm connecting with my friends on a deep level, cooking them dinner and making the efforts, texting your friends back. Like that's a lot of work. Like, and I feel bad. Like I'm not always great at like texting back or connecting all the time, but it's like recognizing the efforts that you are putting into your life, I think is the evidence of showing that you are enough. It's the evidence against you telling yourself you are not enough. Of being like, this is the evidence, like brain. Like your brain's like, you're not enough. You're like, no, this is the evidence. Like I'm showing up for my friends. I try to call my sister and my dad and my brother and checking in on my siblings and I'm doing that. I'm checking in on my friends and I'm connecting with them and making them dinner or whatever it is. And I'm connecting with my clients and I'm working and cleaning and sending the invoices and doing all the things. And it's like I have to take my dogs for walks and I'm trying to make sure they have enough energy and like energy burned and that they're getting snacks and that they're getting fed and like to prove to yourself that you are doing enough sometimes I think is needed. And I just struggle with that a lot. I struggle with like the podcast sometimes and feeling like I'm not doing enough or editing enough or putting out stuff on social media enough and all the enoughness. It's all the big being enough and to just slow down and give yourself some grace in that because when you tell yourself that things aren't enough, that's not how you attract the things that you want. And I'm also trying not to be so hard on myself because I am changing and growing so much in this season, and I know all this change is happening because I am getting ready for the next chapter within my life. And for all the things that you want to manifest and that the things that you want, you cannot be the same person in living that life. You have to I don't want to say give up, but you have to shift things and you have to grow to be able to hold this bigger space for your life that you want. And giving myself grace in I am in this maybe a little bit slower period of growing and shifting in the ways that I need to be able to hold future me and to be able to hold future things and hold space for people and just to be able to shift and change in that way is important because you cannot stay the same for the things that you want because future you is way more evolved and grown and can absorb and hold space for all the things that you want. And sometimes you now can't hold the things that you want, and so you have to go through these, like, I think of like a butterfly. You have to go through this growth period and cocoon space to be able to flourish into the life that you want. And just giving yourself some grace on that. And I've just been for reflecting a lot on that, and reflecting on how much I am changing and growing for the life that I deserve and for the life that I want. And yeah, I think the point of this episode is just slowing down and just giving yourself some grace in the chapter and flow that you're in, because you are shifting and changing for all the things that you want in your life. And that's not always easy. You want I know for a fact that you want more, and that you want that's a big human thing of us. We want more, and we want these things to feel like we are. Sometimes I feel like I'm trying to achieve things to prove that I'm enough, but that's not healthy and that's not true. And to realize that your life now is enough, because the universe or God or whoever you believe in has given us everything that we want now, and being grateful for that is important. Because imagine, like, I think about like giving a kid a piece of candy, like, here, and they're like, and I'm like, thanks, I guess. It's like, give me more. I want more. Give it to me. It's not enough. And you're like, I just gave you like a giant candy bar. Like, okay. And it's like, you think about, I also think about when I was in a bigger, like, now in my period of right now of being feeling like not enough and doing enough, it's not as big and overwhelming as it used to be. Because a few years ago I was like, I went through a big shift and feeling like, cuz right now I'm in a different like period of figuring out worthiness and letting it that settle in even more. But in the past periods it's like really shifting through I'm not enough. And I had this big breakthrough on thinking about how I'm like, oh, like the amount of money that I make is not enough. And I'm like, and I thought to myself, I was like, wow, that's kind of rude. Like, I thought to myself, I was like, oh, that's kind of rude. Because you think about like the flow of income and money. For me personally, it's like, okay, I go and I connect with my clients and I clean for my clients and I do all this. And you think about, well, they need to be able to give me money. So they do all this hard work. They do all the things that they need to do to be able to pay me. And when I tell the money or me or myself or whatever, I say, oh, that's not enough. And I think about how that's like kind of rude to be like, that's not enough. To think about my clients' energy and effort within being able to pay me. And then I thought to myself, I'm like, what if I said that to their face? Like, okay, here's your invoice. This is how much is an hour. And then they give it to me. And then you're like, you receive it and you're like, okay. And you look at it and you're like, that's not enough. Like, that's not logical. If someone hands you money and you ask them for how much money you want and they give it to you, and then you're like, that's not enough, like, that's just rude. Like, you can't do that. And that really, really shifted my mindset of being like, wow, like, that's crazy. I'm like asking for this money, and then imagine like telling them that that's not enough, when that's like kind of crazy to do. So realizing like the things that I ask for, I'm receiving them, and for some reason in my brain I'm saying it's not enough, when it is. I asked for it and I received it. It is enough because I asked for it and it was given to me. The things that I ask for, I receive. And for my brain to tell me that that's not enough, that's fucking wrong. That's wrong. It is enough because I asked for it and I received it. And yeah, just looking at the for myself, I've just been looking at the bigger picture of what I am doing, what I am receiving, and what my life looks like, because my life that I have worked really, really hard for since I was 16 or 17, I've been working for this life, and I have received, oh, hello, my cat's here. I have received everything I've ever wanted. the universe has given it to me. And it's not that I just ask for it and it happens. Like, I've worked really, really hard for my life, and I've worked really, really hard for the things that I've done. And I feel like it's, I want to say, like, disrespectful to my past self to now look at my life and be like, that's not enough. You didn't do enough, when that's not true. Past me has done so much fucking work, has grown so much, just has grown so much, and has worked really, really hard for the life that I have. And to just tell myself it's not enough is fucked up. Like, it's fucked up to be like, oh, it's not enough, past self. You worked so fucking hard, and now everything you've done isn't enough. When that is so not true. That is not true, because I know for a fact you have worked really hard for where you're at. You have worked, the amount of growth I bet you have done, and the things that you have wanted have you've been able to work for them, and for it to be received. We do not need to disrespect our past selves and to disrespect the things that we have worked for, because it is enough. And to be able to love and accept that, I think, is so important. And yeah, I've been reflecting a lot on that lately, and trusting the timing of the things that I want, because, like I said, everything that I've wanted has come true, but I have to trust the timing, because 17-year-old me would not be able to hold space and to be able 17-year-old me wouldn't be able to receive everything that I have now. She wasn't ready. And I look at, like, 18-year-old me, 19, all past me's. I think about how everything that I have now and the periods that I've had it, I wasn't ready then. And I had to grow and shift and change to who I am now to be able to receive the things that I want. And just trusting that me right now might not be able to handle the things that I am asking to receive or wanting. And it just sometimes takes time for the things that you want to receive. I see other people that, because some people are amazing at manifesting these things, but you have to remove the blocks to be able to receive what you want. And a lot of times that's what slows me down, and the things that I want to manifest is that I have these big, like, not enough, I'm going to call them not enough blocks. Like, I have these not enough blocks, and that I'm not enough. And when I'm saying I'm not enough, like, I'm not able to receive the things that I want, because the girl that receives all the things that I want, she's enough. She tells herself, I'm enough. And she's able to receive everything she wants. And to just realize that I have some not enough blocks and I need to get rid of them to be able to receive what I want. So, yeah, that's what I've just been processing, of just trusting my timing and trusting the process of what you want, because you got to be able to get rid of those not enough blocks to be able to receive the life that you want. You have to be able to shift and grow in these different ways to be able to expand, to hold the things that you want. Because I sometimes think of it as like a bowl. I think of, like, my life like a bowl, and I'm adding these things, and my bowl is growing. But sometimes I'm like, oh, this thing's, like, really full. I need to be able. I need to get a new bowl to be able to hold everything. I'm the bowl, I guess. I don't know if that makes sense, but yeah, I think about just, you're expanding to hold the space for the life that you want. And if your bowl is too small and you're like, I want this big thing, and you try to put it in the bowl and it's not going to work, you're going to be able to expand the bowl to be able to to be able to receive the things that you want, for it to hold it. If that analogy makes sense, I hope it does. But yeah, that's kind of what I've been reflecting. That's kind of what I've been feeling this past week or 2 weeks. I know I missed you last week, our last week's episode. I was just really, really overwhelmed and processing a lot of things, and I always want to feel I want to feel in a space that I can connect with you. And last week I just was not in the mental space to hold, like, I want to say hold space, but also just connect. I was really, really overwhelmed and a little lost. So I am back. Hello. I am back, and yeah, that's just kind of what I've been feeling. I hope that it makes sense. I hope that it connects. And I want you to know that you are enough. We got to get rid of those enough blocks because we want so much more, and I want to connect with so many people. I want to help so many people. I want to be able to hold space for so many more people, and I know that I'm in the space of just like growing to be able to do that. And yeah, we're getting through the not enough blocks to transform into the people that we want to be. We might be in a little cocoon period. I don't know if you're feeling connected to that or not, but you might just be in your cocoon period where you are just in this little cocoon. You're growing. You're growing, you're incubating, and then you're going to bloom into a beautiful butterfly or a beautiful moth. Also, side tangent, ADHD a little bit. I saw the biggest moth I've ever seen in my whole entire life the other day. I'm not fucking kidding you. It was the size of a goddamn bird. It was huge. I might post like a I right after that, I found like these little moth wings and they were so beautiful. I almost found the whole set. They were just like on the ground right after I saw it. And it was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Um I don't know why I brought that up, but that was something from the past week. I saw a fucking huge moth and I was like, "Oh my god." Like it kind of reminded me that life is so beautiful and magical. And I'm like, if there's moths out in the world that are size of birds, like how is magic not real? Like I just like think of that. And I was like looking at the wings of and it had this beautiful purple like shimmer of it on it. And I was like, fucking magic is real. Like how is magic not real? So yeah, I don't know why I brought that up, but yeah, that was just something random within my week and I've just been kind of trying to just go through the flow of things and growing and processing. And yeah, we're just oh yeah, I brought it up because we were talking about cocoons. Yeah, you're transforming into your beautiful butterfly or your beautiful moth, and it just takes time sometimes. It just takes time to be able to shift through our not enough blocks, and I'm ready to shift through my not enough blocks because I don't want to feel like this anymore. And looking at the big picture really helped me. Looking at the big picture of like here's like maybe a resolution. What's the word? Maybe like a thing that you can do. That was like a thing that you can do. What I did that has helped me shift through my not enough blocks is just writing down all the things that I have wanted to manifest and the things that I've wanted and realizing that they've come true or that it's just taking a little bit of time. And like through my journal, it was really nice just to go through all the different periods of looking at the things that I've wanted and just to realize that they have come true. So yeah, look for the proof. Look through your proof of this has happened for me. Like maybe it's a job or a friend that you've met. Like I have that oh my god, I can't believe I didn't even talk about that. Like the friendships that I've had are friendships that I have manifested and that I've wanted for so long within my life and to feel so loved and connected by people like that is one of the biggest things that I've manifested and the biggest things that I've always wanted. And just looking for the proof of the things that I am doing, the effort that I am making is working. It's working. And it's not always about because I don't want you to just like look for the proof and then if there's no proof that you're like, what the fuck? But like also looking for the proof that you are enough because you are. And you don't always need proof, but I think it helps our brains sometimes. It helped my brain to just like look at the overall big picture of things and to see like I have done more than enough. Like I have succeeded in these ways and they don't have to be big. It could be maybe if you like the first thing that came to my brain is like maybe if you struggle with like eating breakfast and you're like one of your goals was like eating breakfast every morning and you now are eating breakfast every morning. Maybe like sometimes I go through like depression periods and I can't even take a shower. Maybe like the win and feeling enough is like I took a shower, like I did enough. Like I did enough today. Like I just took a shower or I ate like I'm super bad about eating like vegetables and stuff. Like I ate a cucumber today or I ate some grapes today. Like I ate some fruit. Like feeling like, hey, you did enough. Like, you are making effort and you are trying. It doesn't have to be these big, grandiose, long term things. It is nice to like reflect though on like the bigger things that you've wanted. Maybe it's like a promotion that you've been wanting for years and then the promotion happened and now you've like been living within the promotion for so long and now you're like, oh, I don't feel enough or I don't feel like I've done enough or I'm doing enough. And it's like, hey, like you had always wanted that promotion and now you're living in it, and to be able to appreciate the efforts that our past selves have done for us to live the life that we are now, I think it's very important to appreciate those things and to appreciate everything that we have done for ourselves. So I think that's just my advice to like, if you are feeling the same way, if you're feeling like you aren't doing enough. I think that's the main thing that I feel like I am enough, but I think that I've been more feeling like I'm not physically or like emotionally like doing enough, and to just prove yourself fucking wrong. Prove yourself fucking wrong and find that evidence of being like another thing is that you got out of bed today. That's you've done plenty enough. You got out of bed. Like, I've gone through depression periods and I've gone through these big periods of like getting out of bed was even hard. And like, you went for a walk today, you ate food today. Like, if you struggle with those things, like whatever it is, just start small. I recommend, because I think even like the small things of realizing is so impactful, of being like, I for instance, I've been struggling on feeling like I want to record or whatever it is. It's like, I recorded this podcast today. Like, I sat down with you guys. Like, that is enough. And I took a shower today. Like, that's enough. Like, I did my hair. I washed my hair today. Freaking a hair day is hard sometimes. Like, I did my hair today. I did do enough. I made effort today. And I just want you to acknowledge the little things that you have done, because you are doing enough and you are enough, and find that evidence, find that proof if you feel called to it, because sometimes we just need to prove our brains wrong, because our brains sometimes are like, for my mine most of the time is wrong, is being like, you're not doing enough, and I'm like, fuck you, you're wrong, look at this, I brushed my teeth today, I went to work, I connected with my friends, I played with my dogs, I recorded a podcast, I sometimes forget to like send invoices, I sent my invoices. Like, you're doing enough, and the little things are enough. They don't need to be huge. Like, I also struggle with, like, I have sciatica and I like also broke my ankle a while ago, and I should be doing my exercises every day, and for 2 months I've not been doing them. And the past 2 days I've done my exercises, and I'm like, oh, but you should be doing them, like, you should have been doing them all those days before. And it's like, small baby steps is enough. And to feel like sometimes like the mediocre or like the bland, I sometimes feel like the like doing my dishes and doing my laundry is so fucking hard sometimes. And it's like sometimes like the mediocre, the small things like are enough. I don't think it always needs to be this big grandiose shit. Like, it doesn't need to be this huge thing that you're doing to feel like you're doing enough, because I just have been struggling with that so much, of being like, I'm not doing these big grandiose things. I'm not going on mile runs, and I haven't been working out for an hour. I'm not doing these like, I'm not doing all these big things. It's like, okay, why is like working out for 30 minutes not enough? Like, why is not just doing like my back exercises for 5 minutes not enough? Like, the small things are enough, and you are making the effort and you are doing the things. Like, you even waking up today and making the decision to get out of bed and to go to work or enjoy your weekend or go out in the sun or drink water, whatever it is, those small decisions are so important, and giving yourself grace. So, look for the small facts, look for the small things. And if you want to look at the big picture, because the big picture can help sometimes, if you want to look at that, find the evidence, prove your brain wrong that you are enough. Give yourself some grace too, okay? I love you so much. I hope they connected. I just felt like flowing today. I kind of journaled. I hope it connected. I hope it made sense, because I feel like sometimes my brain like boinks all over the place, like dunk 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 dunk. Um, Yeah, I hope that helped. That's kind of just what I've been reflecting on. I know I've like several times been trying to like exit out of this episode, but more things keep popping up. But I think that is all. I feel good ending here. But before we end, it is the no, oh my god, why is it every time my brain at the end, it's the Flavor Club. My brain keeps glitching. It is Flavor Club, Flavor Club, Flavor Club, Flavor Club. Okay, I want to like get one of my I want to get low on here to sing like Flavor Club or something cuz I always do a little I try to just do like a little singing thing, but the vocals aren't there. Anyways, it is Flavor Club. If you don't know what Flavor Club is, it is the comment section down below, or you can DM me. It is how you are feeling in flavor form. It could be any flavor in the world. It could be corn. I don't care. It is whatever you feel. And I want to know how you're feeling. I want to connect with you. And the point of this podcast is to connect with you. So please comment down below or DM me what your flavor is. Um, I'm trying to think about what my flavor is. Hmm, I feel like cozy. I feel very reflective. I feel like this episode was very reflective. What's like a reflective, reflect? Am I saying that word right? Reflective? What you know when you say a word and it sounds so wrong? Fruit. I feel like I'm a fruit of some sort. Oh, I think I'm like a passion fruit. Oh, there's a car going by. Hopefully you can't hear it. I am a passion fruit because I was thinking of like more passion, more energy, more footwork, more energy, more passion. I feel like I'm a passion fruit because like finding passion in feeling enough. I'm finding the passionate of feeling, finding the little evidences of feeling passionate about being enough. So I feel like I'm passion fruit. Um, yeah, give like more passion, more energy, more footwork, more energy. Anyways, I love you so much. Yeah, tell me your flavor. I want to connect with you. I love you so much. You are enough. Give yourself some grace, and I will see you next week. All right. I love you.